Next question, and this goes out to Kev. I'll ask Kevy first. A Joker Star, sorry.
Kevy's fine.
Do you need to be young to make it big?
Not really. Not really, man. There's examples of people being older that have been successful, like Samuel L. Jackson's first acting role came when he was 50. Eminem was 30. Jizza was 40 with Wu-Tang. You know what I mean? James Brown went on till he passed away. Good music is good music, man. Ability is ability. But I guess for a younger audience, man, like, it depends who you're marketed to.
Okay.
But ideally, the answer to the question is no, you don't need to be.
Audience.
Well, sorry, I had the mic. Can I ask you a lot of questions? I mean, obviously you don't have to be young to make it in the music industry, but with the time that it takes to get somewhere now, if you know what I'm saying, like you can maybe like put out a YouTube video and just have a fluke and just get a million views on a YouTube video and then you blow up. But realistically, a lot of the people that are in the game now have had long careers of like 10 years plus. Like Soulja Boy was in the game 10 years plus. He was in the game for like 6 years before he got signed, and he was a young man, if you know what I'm saying. And like, do you think that it really doesn't play a part, or do you think that
there's an apprenticeship you've got to do in any field, whether that's music, I don't know, working in a bank. You've got to learn what you do, and it's a journey. But you can be big from. There's artists that are young and have made it big instantly. And there's other, I mean, look at someone like Rita Ora. She's been around for 5 years. but you know that for the last 4 years, they've been teaching her to sing properly and teaching her certain things. So when they push her out there, she's proper. And so I think with it, you can be lucky, like you're saying, but in reality, you've got to take a bit of a journey.
With the question, do you have to be young to make it? Is a complete no. I think that doesn't even make any sense. I mean, if you've got nowadays especially, you've got like young people in all music or whatever, like 17 years old out there. I don't think it's a good thing, because at that age, to be in that sort of showbiz industry, it's hard. You've got to grow as a person. You've got to gain knowledge. You've got to gain experience. Yeah. So for you to survive in there when you're that young and keep surviving, you've either got to have a good team or good people behind you. You know what I'm saying? To do it. If you start it when you're older, your only drawback is you may not make it because it takes too long. But to go thrust into it as a youngster, like straight in at the top at like 18 years old, nah, not good.
I mean, I think the youngsters have it a lot harder than the people that have been doing it for a few years, because it's a lot easier to get your music out now. I mean, everyone's got a camera, everyone's got computer aided mixing facilities at home, which they can do. Like when I started in the late 90s, early 2000s, you know what I mean? CDRs were just brand new, weren't no YouTube. You know what I mean? If you wanted to get on radio, you had to spend money on the pressing up vinyl. You know what I mean? There were certain avenues you had to go through to be put on. If it was rubbish, it was rubbish. No one would hear it. You know what I mean? So I think, I guess it is easier to get stuff out there, but it's harder to get kind of like the real amount of props that some of the youngsters deserve, because there's so much crowd in it, man.
Definitely, I agree. Joe, your opinion on...
I was just going to... I completely agree with Jokes said just there. Like, but it's a journey, and I think if you do it from a young age, the hardest thing with it is you're going to grow as you do it. I mean, I've been DJing for over 10 years, and when I started, I never envisioned the setbacks, the knockbacks, the little passo I have with other people. I just thought I was going to go there and play music and people were going to enjoy it. And it's the reality that people don't necessarily see. When you see young people, I want to be in the music industry, well, it's a graft. And there's a lot, maybe 10, 15 years of graft before you even get your first proper reward. So,
sorry, Kathleen.
I think that you may not have to be young, but if you're older, you have to be male. And if you ain't male, you have to look sexy. So it's either one thing or another. An ugly older woman ain't getting nowhere.
But I think
Susan Boyle.
I don't necessarily
In
think
the, wait, in the urban music,
Shout out to
right?
Susan Boyle.
Right, can I just say one
Just
thing on that?
clarify, in urban music, that's what I'm
No,
saying.
but one thing I will say with that is
Alright, Adele's not ugly, bro. She's blonde, bro. I don't care, bro.
you've got
Adele
to
get
think about it
hurt.
from like what you said. With that. I think the hardest thing for older people is the sacrifice they have to make to do it. If you're a 16, 17-year-old who's just finished college, it's a lot easier to go and start something up than being a 27-year-old mum of two who then decides she wants to be a singer. Because you've got the sacrifice you've got to do to become a singer at a successful level. Well, you ain't seeing your kids for the next
And
year.
it's about confidence as well, you know. If you're older, you know, your confidence can get dented and you could kind of stop, you know what I mean? Like, when you're younger, you know, you take knocks and you just roll with the punches and you've got something to prove. You know, I find that the older artists sometimes they've got more wisdom, but they lack that hunger. You know, they can lack that hunger, and just generally, it's about having goals. You know, like whether you're young or old, have your goals and get your goals.
I hear that. Just to put it out to Giovanni at the back.
Can I just say as well, I think sometimes people nowadays, some people are in such a rush to become famous and to make it. And not everyone, but some people, to do that, they almost do very gimmicky things just to get out there and be known, you know, to be branded in a way. And I think there's something to be said about longevity, not just making it big, you're around for a little bit, we never hear from you again. You know, there's some stars that have been around for a long time that maybe did make it later on, but they're still, you know, they're still around, they're around for decades. You know, and I think so many people are in a rush nowadays, and you know, maybe that's not. They need to like actually have some experience, and let's sing about what you know. Let's sing about, you know, your life experiences and getting your heart broken and everything. Why just rather than it just being these gimmicks and you're there for a bit and then you fade away?
One hit wonder.
I mean,
I want to be a one hit wonder. I ain't gonna lie.